What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The time has come for us to put this lower unit back on the old 60 horsepower Johnson on the back of this Carolina Skiff. So I'm excited to kind of get this wrapped up and put back on there, put some oil in it, fire up and see how things go. So today we're going to spend our time putting on that lower unit. Hopefully it goes smoothly. We'll see. I don't have a ton of daylight today, but we'll see what we can get done and take you along for the ride. So welcome back. Hope you enjoy the old episode today. Should be fun. All right, thanks for being here. All right, this is where we left off last time. We swapped out the old water pump on this new lower unit I got. If you didn't check out that video, you can go watch that if you're interested. We unboxed this new lower unit and put on this new water pump. Everything's looking great, so we're gonna go ahead and get this put onto this motor, and hopefully it goes on smoothly. So we'll see. Meet you out there. All right, we're gonna pop this cowling off and get this thing trimmed up. Ready? Go. All right, let me go grab that lower unit, bring it out, and we'll get started. So a little trick I saw online for getting these lower units to sit in place kind of while you're getting the bolts on, use like a ratchet strap, and we'll connect it onto our side pieces here, and it'll be able to hold that lower unit as we're getting ready to bolt it back on. So we'll get this kind of situated and ready, and we'll just kind of hook her on here eventually. Set it up here on each side, and then we can have some support for that lower unit as we get ready to install it. All right, well, here goes nothing. Hopefully this goes smoothly. Need to get some light. Can't really see in there. Hold on. All right, so I had to go in and adjust the water tube bushing a little bit to make sure it's going to fit on there good. So hopefully we got it dialed in. See if we can't throw this on there and see what happens. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, well, after a little bit of doing, took me a lot longer than expected. My wife helped out a little bit. Getting that lower unit to sit in there, extra pair of hands, was very helpful. We got it on there. I didn't get it on camera, unfortunately, but I'll show you guys what we're looking at here. We got the lower unit back installed, the new one. Went pretty good once we figured out what we had going on, and yeah, so we're pretty excited. We got that on there. We're going to trim this down and then work on getting this linkage hooked back up here with the pin that's on the other side. I'll get a better camera angle for you on the other side once we're working on that. But yeah, she's on there. All right, so now we're gonna try to get that shifter linkage to line back up with that pin. Hopefully we can get this done without too much trouble. So let's see what happens. I gotta loosen this bolt a little bit.
I can get my finger in there like this.
Oh, perfect.
Done.
We're on?
Yep.
Holy moly. 2 hands or 4 hands make it so much easier. Holy moly. That took me like probably 20 minutes to get off there when I did it before.
Done.
Done. All right. Cool.
Can I let go of it?
Yeah.
It's not going to slide off of
I
there?
don't think so.
All right.
Maybe. All right, we got it on there. Got to tighten that down. Oh, it looks like it did pop off possibly.
I can do it.
Let's see here.
My fingers can fit in that area.
Hold on, let me see it. I can't really tell.
It's on there. It's still on there.
All right, so we got that piece back on there. I reinstall my washer and my pin. There we go. Now we'll tighten that bolt down. Where did I put the wrench? All right, I think we're good. Well, we got it on there, and then I realized that we left this piece, the little seal that goes around that rod to hold it in the center of that unit. Didn't make it back, so I guess round 2, here we go. Run it back.
Like this. Done. Take on.
All right, so we got it back on there with the rubber gasket there, and gonna start putting the sides back on and get her all put back together and be able to get some oil in it later today, fire it up and see how she's running. So be back in a little bit. Yeah, hang tight. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We're out here today. Beautiful morning. Didn't have time last time to wrap up all of the things we needed to do before the sun went down. So here we are the next day. We're going to be putting some gear oil into this lower unit, putting the propeller back on, and we're ready to fire her up and see how she does. So hopefully everything went smoothly with the install of the new lower unit. We're about to find out kind of how she's working, and then get her out on the water later today to give it a little test run which might be in the next video. So anyway, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out, and let's get started. We got all our stuff out here, our oil, our little pump for that, prop, all the tools we're gonna use to put this thing back together. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right. All right, we got that tightened up. Get our pin back in here. All right, propeller is on, ready to go. Now to get this thing filled with oil. My other bottle. All right, just took a couple squirts with the new bottle and we're definitely full. All right, well, that was a little sloppy, but we got it done. Now we're gonna clean up here a little bit and get some water on this thing, fire it up, see what happens. All right, we got our water on. Get this thing fired up. Well, unfortunately, I think it's the battery. We haven't ran this thing in a while since it's been sitting here. And I think the battery, it's showing that it had 12.1 right when I started. And now after trying it a couple times, we're down to like 10.7. So I might need to look at getting a little jump on the battery here. All right, so got a little battery jumper just to test to see if it's the battery here. I'm gonna go plug that in, fire it up. Hopefully she starts right up. Well, as I'm sure you're aware, it didn't start. So we're gonna have to get a new battery in this bad boy, I think. I was only showing up to like 9 volts, even with the little jump pack. Bummer, new battery time, I guess. What's up, everybody? What a day, my goodness. So I started at about, I don't know, 9 o'clock this morning. Was just gonna come out, get the oil done. I can't remember what else I did. Oh, put the prop back on, do the oil, the lower unit, fire up. Hopefully it was all going to be good to go, as you remember. But it is now 6 p.m. and I've been tinkering with this all day. We found out the battery was ultimately bad after I went and got a charger or a jump starter thing. So I wanted to show you guys kind of what we're looking at as far as the status here. I had to take some stuff apart. I had to remove the bimini. I had to remove this back piece here. You just see the mess I made. There's tools, screws everywhere. The battery box that they had in here before was underneath of this, tucked back where you couldn't lift the battery out and get it out. Super annoying. And one of the things I was wanting to do anyway is relocate the battery up under here. Look at all that real estate. So I was going to move the battery up into the center console, but this old switch, I'm going to reuse it, but the negative line that goes all the way back to the motor was not quite long enough. I needed like an extra 2 feet. That connects up in here. If you can get an angle right here. So you have to remove the air silencer to get to that effectively. So had to move the platform, had to move the bimini, had to take apart this janky little thing they had sitting as a support. Anyway, made quite a mess. It's getting dark now, so I'm not going to have time to wrap this up today, but I will get back to it tomorrow and hopefully get this all dialed up. It's going to be so much better having the battery up underneath the center console, and the switch I'm just going to mount to the new box I got. Should be way better, simpler, overall just a good situation. So progress, but also a couple steps backwards it seems like. So anyway, love y'all. Hang in there, we'll get there, one step at a time. So anyway, peace.